Oops. I just pulled my webcam down. Does it still work? Just a second. Yeah, it still works. What up? We're gonna do our best, man. That's basically it. Bad news, man. Classic is dead. Classic is not dead. That's basically it. You guys gonna dumpster on? Well, we're not playing against them. We're playing for flag caps. That's my understanding. So it doesn't really matter a lot, man. Why are you not doing this in retail? Because this one is more rewarding and more fun to play. I personally like doing PvP. I don't know. Do I like doing it more in retail than in classic? I mean, I guess like so for BGs, I feel like in general classic is more fun because it's more volatile. I feel like in retail, WoW, like if there's 2 healers on the battlefield, nothing fucking dies unless you have a 6-minute CC train. But in classic WoW, you can pop the fuck off on somebody and kill them regardless of how many healers they have. And that feels pretty fucking good, man. It certainly does. Turn on Twitch Stutter with your name on, be dope. I don't even know where the hell that is. I think that's downstairs. I'm not even sure. Only Paladin players prefer retail? Well, I feel like for healers, right? Healers have a better time in retail. Because, like, in classic WoW, if you're healing somebody, and then 2-3 people go on the person you're healing, that person's fucking dead. And it doesn't matter if, like, what you're gonna do or anything. That person's just fucking dead anyway. And for retail WoW, that's not really the case. I mean, especially whenever you have 2 healers and they can just pump heals into somebody, it's insane. So I like that a lot more about Classic, personally. I prefer that vastly. Because you're able to kind of see, like, the impact of your spells more. I think that's a good way to look at it. It's like whenever I hit a Mortal Strike crit on somebody, I can see their health go down because of the Mortal Strike crit. With retail, since there's so many, like, confounding variables for damage, it doesn't really feel as fulfilling and as visceral, you know, it doesn't feel as raw as whenever you fucking hit somebody with a Mortal Strike crit and you just see their health go down. And it's like a huge chunk of their fucking health. Like, there's a part of that I really like a lot too. You go really fast? Yeah, I mean, like, in retail WoW, like, the way that PvP is like, I understand, like, why people like it, and in a lot of ways, I think retail WoW PvP is more fair. I think almost, like, that's undeniable that retail WoW is more fair than classic PvP. But that doesn't necessarily mean that it's more fun. It just means that it's more fair. And I think that, like, it's not something like that right there, right? I get, like, a fucking double sword spec proc. That's badass. It shows up on my screen. I remember that. Retail WoW doesn't have those memorable moments as much. And I think that's really what makes it more exciting, you know what I mean? Health pools are massive as well. Yeah, health pools are massive. Like, just the time to kill for players is much larger in retail WoW. Like, in Classic, you can kill somebody in fucking, like, 5 or 10 seconds. In retail WoW, that's not gonna happen. And, like, if it does, you have, like, all your cooldowns up and the stars align. For the most part, it's gonna take you a while to kill somebody. That's basically it. Kotaku article, Asmon? I heard about a Kotaku article written about me, okay? People tagged me in it. I will read my Kotaku article in just a little bit, okay, man? Simplicity has a strong appeal regardless of difficulty. Yeah, I think that's really what it is. The simplicity of it is really what makes it more understandable and just, I don't know, like, relatable for people. That's basically what it is. Basically, Legion was awesome PvP-wise for reasons. You can one-shot people without burst kill in under 8 seconds. Well, Legion World PvP was, I don't know, because, like, there were, in some ways, there's, like, not really a lot of counterplay. I feel like there are things that you can do in Classic to, like, counterplay. But Legion World PvP was fun, and I would say Legion World PvP was more fun and interesting than BFA World PvP. Absolutely. Yeah, 100%. Legion Arena had the same issues that BFA did, though. Because you just used to be able to get, like, all the fucking badass legendaries. You had, like, this ridiculous raid gear. You'd queue into a BG and just stomp the fucking shit out of somebody, you know? And that was awesome. So yeah, I like that a lot, actually. Do you think that playing video games all day is bad? My friend who plays Classic says his parents want to put him through rehab. Well, it's a matter of moderation. So if you're playing video games all day, every day, you're not making videos about it, you ain't streaming, you're just playing the fucking game, and, you know, they're pissed off. I can see why, you know, like, fucking dad would be mad about that. Yeah, makes sense. But overall, I think video games can be fun, and they're not necessarily bad for you. It's the same as, like, drinking alcohol, like, on the weekends a little bit and getting a little bit drunk or tipsy. Is not a bad thing. But if you're going out every single night and getting fucking drunk, that means that you're an alcoholic. So it really just depends on how much you want to do it. And that's the way that I look at a lot of things, you know, it's moderation. So, yeah, if you're playing Classic, like, all day, every day, or playing any game all day, every day, and you're not doing what you're supposed to do, etc., obviously that's not good. You know, like, I mean, there's no way to get around that. It's obviously not good. You're addicted to even don't admit it? Well, the thing is, like, it's like, that's, if I say you're wrong, I'm lying, and if I say you're not, then you're right. I mean, it's paradoxical, so there's no way I can win that argument. But anyway, a lot of WoW players smoke weed, which makes it easier to stay home and play games all day. Well, that's the dream, isn't it? You just sit around smoking weed all day, and you just play video games. It's fucking great. No, I'm sure that's what a lot of people like to do. Yeah, 100%. Like, for me, I would just, I would do everything like that, minus smoking weed. I was never really a drug guy. But, other than that, I mean, that was like, dude, I remember, like, every other weekend, I'd have the weekend, like, at my mom's house, and I could play WoW. And I would just fucking play WoW all day, man. Like, I would get up in the morning, and I would crack open a fucking Gatorade, and I would just go to town. And I would hope my mom would take me to McDonald's for lunch or something like that, so I could get even more food. That's what it was really all about for me, man. When's the Twitch Rivals tournament? It's at 3 p.m. So that's in, like, what, fucking 4.5 hours or something like that. It's kind of a ways away. I was going to start stream a little bit later today, but I figured, fuck it, I'll just start early anyway, who cares? And so, yeah, here we are. Look at the guy, Zach Rory, smoking weed. No, that, like, Eric, like, listen, that's Eric, that's not me, dude. That's it. Shameless MC? I don't know if I want to do another MC run today, man. I've done enough MC runs. Like, I'm down to just do one MC run a week and do it on my warrior. Like, that's the main character that I want to get gear on anyway. So, who cares about the other ones to begin with, man? Who's in your team? Some of the people on the server, man. I'll go ahead and I'll go through the roster and everything. I'll pull up all the Twitch rival stuff. You know what? Let me finish this BG, and after that, I'll go ahead and I'll pull up all the Twitch rival stuff, okay? Could you stop playing WoW for 2 weeks? Yeah, sure. I've done that before. Yeah, I mean, yeah, sure. I mean, it's not like I can't stop playing the game. Like, whenever I took a break from what do you call it? Whenever I took a break from, like, streaming, I just played, like, Apex and Dark Souls the whole time. Like, for, like, the first, like, half of that break, I didn't play WoW at all. So, I've taken breaks before, like, recently even. So, it's like, yeah. I mean, there it is. I stopped off stream. Well, yeah, because people like watching WoW on stream, so that's really why I would do it on stream. Of course, new Witcher trailer is out. Watch it, it's 1 minute. I'll take a look at it in a bit, man. I will. I quit Classic and playing BFA now. Classic made me appreciate how much better Live is. I think there's some people who feel that way. Like, to me personally, I can see why people would do that. And, it is nice to play BFA and see, like, all of the changes that they've made over the years and how much better the game is in a way. Like, I'm not saying that BFA is, like, better than Classic or something like that, but, I mean, there are some things that are absolutely better than Classic, okay? Like, they are. And you can even argue that the PvP is, right? It's just a matter of perspective and preference. But yeah, there's a lot of people that feel that way, you know? BFA's dog shit. There's a lot of things wrong with BFA. But, like, for example, like, there are more activities in the game that you can do at in-game. Like, in Classic WoW, there's just not a lot of activities. And I think that's obviously, that's a weakness that the game has. You have raiding, you have PvP, and that's basically it. You can farm gold, but after you, like, get enough gear and everything, you don't really need to do that regularly outside of, like, consumables that you usually don't even need to begin with. There's not a lot that you need, you know? And, there's a lot more things you can do in retail WoW. And in Classic WoW, I think that there's, you know, basically 2 or 3 main activities. And, that's the way that I see it, man. Yeah, and so, like, I'm not saying that I'm, like, a huge BFA fan or not. I like both versions of the game. I think that each one has its own merits and positives for, you know, where it also has its own negatives and shitty things too, man. But the market and retail is dog shit. Gold doesn't matter at all, which makes the game so boring. I don't know. I mean, to me personally, I don't think that an economy is necessary for the game to be interesting. But I think it makes it better, yeah. Absolutely. Like, for me personally, the way that the retail economy does work is kind of boring. You're right. But I don't think that necessarily translates over towards making the entire game boring. Like, I don't know, like you have different resources, so gold isn't the only resource that you're planning on anyway. So, that's kind of the way that I see it, man. When's Dark Souls 2? I don't know. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna do it or not. I haven't decided yet. To be completely honest with you, I have not decided yet. I want a full-time WoW player too. How do I do it? How do you be a full-time WoW player? Simple. You just play the game all day. That's the secret. Yeah, you play a game all day. What's my slash played in Classic? Let me see. 31 days, 23 hours, 10 minutes, and 18 seconds. I'll go ahead and show you guys right here. There it is. Right there. 31 days. Pretty fucking good. So I've been playing a lot. You see a new Hurricane video of Black Temple? It came out yesterday.